In this video, we will see PID controller implemented in DCS. What are the different functions available in the PID controller, and overview of PID controller is explained here. Now this is the PID controller, and these are the some raw setup for simulation. First of all, we will see PID controller's function. Here name, description and engineering unit is provided for that particular controller. Here you can see mode. Currently the PID block is in manual mode, and here mode FL dot manual is on. So when we change that particular mode to auto or cascade, let's say cascade, at that time this manual mode is removed and cascade mode is active. And here you can see cascade mode is selected. Now we will set the auto, and here mode FL dot auto will be on. So these are the different types of operational mode of PID, either in manual or cascade or auto. Next one is mode attribute. Who can change the particular mode? So if I set the program, then we will not be able to change the particular mode. Here see, you can see mode attribute changed to again operator. Now next one is here PV engineering low, PV engineering high. So this is the acceptable PV value. This is the lower value of that process variable, and this is the upper value of that process variable. This is the manual PV option. Whenever that process value is manual, at that time the output will be in hold condition. Here you can see shade low, shade high, shade safe, and no shade is provided. No shade means there will not be any changes in the output. Shade hold means whatever the output is present, it will be hold. Shade low means whatever you have provided the low limit of that particular manual PV option will be transmitted to the output. And similarly for shade high. Shade safe, here you can see here safe output. So these are the some manual PV shading option. Now here you can see permit operator mode changes, permit external mode switching, enable external mode switching. This is used when we want to change the PID controller's status to program. If it is not in peak condition, then we will not be able to do that. Okay, here I need to connect this bit to enable switch. Wait for 2 seconds. Now I have connected the particular enumerated output to the enable bit. This is in disable condition. As we set the flag to true, at that time this is in enable condition. It means it will allow the operator to change the particular mode of PID controller. Now you can see the PID controller is in manual. Now this is the ESW FL dot cascade, means it is the bit to change the mode of PID controller. Now I will change the flag value to true, and see mode attribute will change to the cascade. Here you can see. So in this way we can change the particular mode through the program, and this will be any logic conditions. Now it is in cascade. Let's say we will put it in auto mode and see. Now again we will set this flag to true, and observe the auto will change to cascade mode. Okay, it is converted to cascade, and auto mode is changed to the cascade mode. So in this way the mode changes happen in the DCS. For that purpose this must be enabled. Now next one is safety interlock option, shade safe. So whenever there is safety interlock acted, this is the SIFL bit. Whenever this bit is true, at that time PID controller, what needs to be done by the PID controller, so it will shade safe. and here we have provided the safe output to 100%. So controller's output will be 100%. Let's see. You can see controller output is 100% whenever this bit is high, and it will go in the manual mode. Let's give the output to 0 again. Now this is the safe output. Depending on our application, we can set it. Let's say safe output is 20%. So when again I simulate the SIFL flag, at that time you can see the safe output 20% will be go here. If we change it during live condition also, it will be transmitted to the output side. So this is the safety interlock purpose. Now we will see the next function, bad control option. This is the shade hold. So current output is 30% and we are getting the P value as 3. Let's force this value to not a number, means bad. At that time you can see bad control alarm is activated and output is 30%. It is hold, in the hold condition. You will get the clear cut idea. Just wait. And let's say this controller is in auto mode and process value is 2 and set point now we have changed the particular process value to 20 and controller is in auto mode and set point is 2. So accordingly controller output is increasing. Now we will activate the bad control option. That is, we will force this value to NaN. Whenever there is failure in the transmitter occurs, at that time the output will go to the not a number value. So you can see this output must be hold. See, this is in alarm state, bad control alarm, and whatever the output was going for the operation of control wall is hold at that point. So here you can set shade hold. Instead of shade hold you will shade no shade. At that time there will not be any changes. Shade low, shade high, low value, high value, and shade safe value if you want particular fixed output in the PID controller. Let's move to the next one, algorithm. This is the very important criteria of PID controller. Here control equation is A, which considers this is the proportional value, this is the integral value, this is the derivative value. So this is the maximum 1440 minutes of time and this is the maximum 1440 minutes of time for derivative. This is for the integral. So here we will do the tuning. For tuning, this is the P value, this is the I value, and this is the D value. So whenever we do the changes, we vary normally P value, I value, and D value. Normally you will get the good tuning with I and D value. So equation A considers P, I, D simultaneously to optimize the output with respect to set point and process value. This is the control action, direct and reverse. In direct action, when the process value goes above the set point, the output will rise, and in reverse action, whenever the process value goes above the set point, at that time output will decrease. We will simulate that one also. Let's put the particular control in cascade mode. Okay, this value needs to be given. Okay, alarm is removed, and now we will put the mode to auto. Again we will change the output to 6. So here you can see the output from the PID controller is increasing when the algorithm is in direct action. Now we will simulate the same condition with set point of 5 and process value at 6, but with reverse action. Reverse. Okay. Save. Close. Download. Since I am simulating the conditions, video is quite large, but you will get the overall clear-cut idea regarding that. Okay, download is finished. Now we will simulate the same condition. First we will give the set point as 5. This is 5. Now we will put the controller in auto mode. First we need to give the some output value. So previously it was around 53%, and now we will take the controller in auto mode. Since set point and process value is same, output will not be changed. So we will give the output to 6. Now previously during the direct action, output was increasing. Here you can see output is decreasing. Now depending on the PID values, the output will go down. Here you can see the response is too small. So if I increase the integral time, here response is changed to fast action. Here you can also change the P value, and you can see the output is going down very fastly. So this is the part of tuning. Now we will see the next functionality. Here it is clear. This is the set point. Set points, high range, low range. This is the important option. Enable PV tracking. Enable PV tracking in auto initialization mode. So whenever we tick the particular this bit, at that time set point will be follow the process value. Our next one is output. Here 0 and 100%. This is the minimum and this is the maximum output percentage. This is the extended limit. This is the rate of change limit. The output needs to be changed. Normally don't change this value. Keep disable this functionality. Minimum change percent. Here also you can provide the minimum change percent that needs to be happen. This will be done during the PID tuning time. So it is not necessary to set this particular value. Set the I and D value as per your requirement to get the smooth response. This is the safe output 100%. Whenever I set this safety interlock option acted, at that time it will shade the output to the 100%. Since we are giving the safe output from external, so it is giving the output from here. If we change the safe output value here, let's say 25, then here you can see same will be reflected. This is the output tolerance limit. Normally we don't change that. This will be always in disable condition. This is the output condition, direct or reverse. So this output can be reverse, means 4 to 20 milliampere will be transmitted in the form of 20 to 4. Now next one is output alarm limit. These are the trip point. Let's say change this particular value to 2. The output will try to increase. As you can see, it has crossed the 80%. At that time the control block goes in the alarm state, which is output high. So if particular control wall must not be open more than 80%, 90%. At that time, this functionality can be used. Since opening up some control wall by much more percentage will pop up the safety walls, or any process fluctuation may be happen. At that time, we can use this particular alarm state to safely trip or shut down the particular plant and alarm the indication for operator knowledge. Okay, this is the basic functionality I have explained in the PID controller. Almost all DCS will have similar kind of functionality for PID controller. Thank you.